You want George Clooney? I got George Clooney.
No, because I'm gonna say I kind of wish somebody would call out and be like, "Hey, step down."
Is the George Clooney thing that important?
I think so. I think he's one of the first people to be like a supporter. He helps fundraise. He's a Democratic ally. He might not be a politician, but he's outside. He's in them streets like Kamala. You know what I mean?
I think it was the Disney, the granddaughter of Disney, that was the first one.
The granddaughter of Disney.
Yeah, she pulled funding. She pulled funding for the Democrats.
Yeah, but it's different from pulling funding than from like having an op-ed, and you being like, "Hey, listen, he's the first guy to publicly come out who's an ally, who also, this is important too, he doesn't want the nominee. He can't be the nominee. He's just talking for the greater good of the party, right? And he's saying, hey, listen, Biden is saying it was just one night, that the debate was just one night. I'm telling y'all that the same Biden that was at the debate is the same Biden I was with on Saturday. Oh, yeah, that's pretty big. Melissa said he is a large contributor to the party. And the Mass Poppy said, do you think Democrats behind the scenes told Clooney it was cool to do that? I feel like he probably spoke to people. So I consume a lot of right-wing media. I love MAGA YouTube. And according to MAGA YouTube, they're saying over on the MAGA side that George Clooney got the battery put in his back by a Barack Obama.
Yeah, now, I saw that.
You also be on the dark side too, huh?
Yo, Martin been doing that though. He's been doing that for years.
You know, me and my magas, we think Obama did it.
Jimmy says, I think George Clooney and D.L. Hughley have a point. Biden his own should step down. At the same time, if he don't, it's not the worst thing. We will be found with Kamala being the incumbent. D.L. Hughley, wow.
Hughley.
D.L. Hughley, interestingly enough, is mad at everybody asking for Biden to step down. He kind of fired at George Clooney and was like, hey, he has the incumbency and giving that up is bad strategy. Overall, George Clooney was just saying that he wants Biden to step down for the good of the Democratic Party. So that makes like 8 senators, George Clooney, Andrew Yang. They're all asking for Biden to step down. It's more important than just
have support, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's how civil wars happen, right?
I watched a man get convicted of 34 felonies. I watched a man get adjudicated for sexual battery. I watched a man who got convicted of fraud. And never have I heard this fervor from the media in general about his qualifications to be president. George Clooney never talked about, in that whole article, he didn't mention Project 2025 once. Neither did Stephanopoulos. None of them did. But you going to tell me how somebody's old?
The polls are showing a downward spiral.
That is not true.
Joe Biden.
That is not true.
Well, it is.
That is not true.
Every poll, DL, is showing that. But
they're virtually where they were. The polls are virtually where they were.
No, they're not.
That's not.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're just not. And you can look at the CBS poll, look at the CNN poll. He is losing in every battleground state now.
Hold aside.
So the point I'm making is the people who are saying that Joe Biden's mental acuity is just not there anymore are not supporting Donald Trump, at least in the Democratic Party.
Your point is that the mass media tends to be more liberal.
They want to defeat Donald Trump, but they don't think Joe Biden can do it.
Well, okay, maybe they don't think that, but the conversations that they're having are not really the things that will. If Joe Biden is a nominee, I don't know how you buy this back, but if we were having conversations, if as wished for in Project 2025, the Department of Education is disbanded, who does that hurt? If the social safety net is gone, who does that hurt? If environmental rollbacks are taken back, who does that hurt? If women lose the right for their bodily autonomy, who does that hurt? So I will respect people's right to have their vantage point. But for me, there's a decided difference between somebody being disappointed with the outcome of election and having a disaster.
But if Biden loses, Like,
right.
I don't get it, DL. I don't get it. If Biden loses everything you saying, I'm confused. Don't you want the best chance to win? I don't get it.
I mean, I feel like he's taking the same stance that Biden was taking in that Stephanopoulos interview. It's like, no, it's not the polls that I'm seeing.
Also, we're not currently being critical of Trump because we don't want him to win. We just want to get the right candidate, and then we could go attack. But we can't attack without having the candidate that we're sure of.
But his points don't really hold water. His points are basically like, well, comparing it to Trump, it's like I don't remember this being done with Trump. And if we don't, and in Project 2025, and it's like, yeah, right, DL, that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But your comparison to Trump and stuff like that is not going to win this election. That's the whole point. Like Project 2025, we don't want to see that happen, right? So Biden's not going to give you that. And it seems like he's stuck on these polls that it will give him that. I don't know what he's looking at.
I don't think we could dismiss Clooney as just a celebrity talking about stuff. I think Clooney's op-ed, whether you agree with it or not, I think it is important in moving forward. It shows you a person who is calling Biden out straightforward, and then you're seeing his administration respond, which, by the way, they're not doing a good job of. That was today that we saw Biden have his gaffes. So that hit his gaffes, and they were bad today. He called Zelensky President Putin. Zelensky took it well. He made a joke out of it.
I'm not surprised.
That was bad.
I'm not surprised that Clooney is speaking out. I mean, is he taking his money with him? Like he's saying, I'm not contributing to the Democratic Party if Biden is still on the ticket.
There are people saying that. I don't know if Clooney said that, but there are people saying that. There's donors putting their wallets back in their pockets.
This is the actual op-ed from him. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I make no apologies for that. I'm proud of what my party represents and what it stands for. As part of my participation in the democratic process and in support of my chosen candidate, I have led some of the biggest fundraisers in my party's history. Whoa, all right. Top dollar. Barack, Hillary, and Joe Biden. Last month, I co-hosted the single largest fundraiser supporting any Democratic candidate ever for President Biden's re-election. Wow. I love Joe Biden as a senator, as a vice president, and as a president. I consider him a friend, and I believe in him, believe in his character, blah, blah. But the one battle he cannot win is the fight against time. Wow, dang. I thought he was going to say Trump. None of us can. It's devastating to say it, but the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe Biden, the Joe Big Effing Deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Oh, man.
Dang, that's all. He said all of that.
Yeah, he was shooting, baby.
Yeah, he really was.
But you know what? We need real Democrats to step up to the plate and like be vocal. I get that you want to like preserve this man's legacy and he's important to the party. If he won't step down, it's time for like some of the big wigs to be like, dog, you have to step down. Look. If you lose the presidential election, that's devastating, right? But if you lose the presidential election and we lose seats in the House, in both houses because of you, that's even more devastating. You know what I'm saying? At least with Kamala, you have a fighting chance, and she could actually win. And if she doesn't win, at least you don't lose on some ballots. I don't know. Somebody got to come out with they boxing gloves and just be like, Jill, it's enough, Jill. It's enough. You know, you won't get another 4 more years, Jillian.
Nah, but some of the things he's saying here is right. Like, it's like disingenuous to argue the Democrats have already spoken their vote and therefore the nomination is settled and done when we just received new unsettling information. So, yeah, like it's stuff like that. All the scary stories we're being told about What will happen next is not true. In all likelihood, the money in the Biden Harris coffers could go to help elect the presidential ticket and other Democrats. The new nominee wouldn't be left off the ballots in Ohio. So, like, a lot of people are bringing up reasons why replacing Biden, like, is going to be a bad move and stuff like that. But he's actually speaking against that. You know, like, no, it's actually going to be a good thing. And we do need more people to do that. Because the thing is, if it's not, it seems like if it's not like an overwhelming majority coming from powerful people, a unanimous type of thing where it's like everyone calling him to drop, it seems like he's not going to do it, you know?
Yeah, and maybe say Jill Tracy Biden's name.
And also, people in his campaign have actually spoken out, apparently. And what's crazy is like, Biden tonight in the press conference was like, you could talk to my staff. Sometimes they talk a lot. He literally did that. Like sometimes they talk a lot. And it seems like he's referring to the fact that a lot of people have actually spoken against the Biden campaign, that his campaign doesn't have any hope in him anymore. Like they've lost all hope. I don't see him doing it on his own, and it's only making things worse because he's only looking worse. Every time he speaks, he's looking worse and worse and worse.
Stop talking, Joe. What if we all go to the White House and we start chanting, "Take Jill's crown. Tell Joe to step down. Take Jill." No.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Should we see what Trump said about Clooney?
Yeah. Love my favorite president. He's going to pay for my one way to Colombia.